Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mike in Shorts. Today I have with me Siddharth Chaudhary, who is working for a special organization under the Government of India called Invest India for more than 3 years now. As part of his job, he works closely with various government ministries and departments, so he understands how the government machinery works as well as the importance of organizations like Invest India and Startup India. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started with this interesting conversation. Hey Siddharth, what's up? Welcome to Mike and Shorts, bro.
Hi, nice to be back. Really looking forward to this chat today.
Yeah. We have recorded a few episodes, not for Mike and Shorts, but for another podcast. Yeah. But the agenda for this episode is a little different. And firstly, I would like to tell the audience that Siddharth Chaudhary works for Invest India. That's an organization which is very closely related to the Government of India. So Siddharth, before we even begin this episode, before we even talk about the government, its functioning, your experience over there and all that, I would like you to talk about yourself, your role at Invest India, just to set the context for this episode and just let the audience and the listeners, come in.
Absolutely. So like you said, I am working at Invest India. I've been working here for about 3 years now. I recently completed 3 years. Invest India is the national investment promotion and facilitation agency of the country. So It is a body under the Ministry of Commerce, under the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT. So I'll probably be referring to DPIIT a lot in the conversation. And our primary mandate is to support Make in India to get FDI into the country to promote industries. However, we have branched out into various other things that we're doing with various ministries. So we're looking at innovation promotion. Startup India is a program that Invest India runs. And that's also under DPIIT. For innovations, we are working with the principal scientific advisor to the Government of India. And we're also looking at various defense initiatives. So I am part of 2 initiatives. I've had the privilege of starting 2 initiatives that Invest India, in fact. One is the Agni mission, which I mentioned is under the principal scientific advisor. And it looks at promoting the innovation ecosystem in the country, how to get innovators, so tinkerers in labs, in workshops who are doing a lot of innovation and trying to create new products and technologies, how to help them, and also help startups scale up and commercialize their products. And on the defense front, I am associated with something called the Technology Development Fund Desk. This is a desk that I helped set up. And this is with the Defense Research and Development Organization. So this is DRDO, which everybody has heard about. They've started a lot of also recently for COVID. They are an independent department under the Ministry of Defense. So Ministry of Defense is a larger overarching department ministry over this, and we work with them on again the innovation and technology development side. So this forms our innovation portfolio at Invest India. And basically, like you mentioned, we are a special purpose vehicle. So we were set up by the cabinet to help the government do specialized functions in promotion, in executing projects for the scheme that they come up with. That's how we've gotten involved in both the FDI aspects and the innovation aspects.
So you mentioned a lot of terms over there. One is DPIIT, right? So what is DPIIT?
What is DPIIT? It's a very interesting question. So as you're aware, the central government has about, I think, 55 plus ministries right now. Within these ministries, there are a lot of departments. So Ministry of Commerce, which is essentially dealing with all the businesses in the country, of all the trade and everything that happens, it has an independent department called DPIIT, Department for the Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So as the name suggests, it looks at all kinds of industrial issues and how to increase trade between states, from startups to large enterprises. And Invest India is a body under the DPIIT.
It's like a branch coming out of a tree and something like that. So it spreads. And Invest India is Yeah, one of the branches.
If you make an org chart, you'll have the ministry and then you'll have all these departments. Within the department, you have Invest India. Within Invest India, you have a thing for Startup India as well.
Yeah. And you also mentioned about FDI, which is foreign direct investment, right? So you try and get FDI into India from abroad, right? From other countries, right?
So, you've heard all of these big slogans probably for many years about how we can become a 5 trillion economy, how we can get more businesses to start up, getting the big companies from all over the world to come and set up in India. Who actually goes about doing it? How will that happen? That's what Invest India does. So this is across sectors, across all the sectors that you can think of, from space communications to even textiles to agriculture to whatever you might think of, to electric vehicles, which is in the news these days, and basically supporting all the Indian missions and the Indian government abroad and within India to help settle these companies. So you go find a company abroad. Say there's a wind turbine manufacturer, a very famous case that we've actually helped with, that we actually found in France. Now they had to be convinced to come to India first, because give them the reason for why this market makes sense. What are the policies that determine how you will operate? Where can you set up your plant? How do you hire people? What are the labor codes like?
Okay, so that role of yours is looking a little complicated to me at the first glance. So let's simplify this whole conversation. So basically, you work at Invest India, and it's an organization under the government of India, technically speaking, right? Now the question to you, which I have in mind, is why should one work for the government? Why is right now the right opportunity, right time to work for the government? Why do you think so?
So, traditionally, the government of India has been the largest employer in the country. अभी भी लोग सरकारी जॉब देखते हैं, while they look at it from a security and comfort aspect, कि एक बार जॉब मिल गई, जिंदगी भर खुश रहेंगे आप, or whatever the case might be. In Invest India, it's a private job for all, purposes. There's nothing sarkari about the job itself, the job conditions. But why I would say people should be interested, why I got pulled into it, is I genuinely believe this is the future of government. So what I mean by that is, हम बहुत specialized हुए जा रहे हैं in the kind of work that we do. Like I mentioned, right? We are doing so many different things in the spectrum of getting a company just to come to India. You think getting jobs in companies might be easy, right? हमने भाषण कर दिया, वो आ जाए चाहिए. No, it requires a lot of little steps. Now you can't expect some one officer knowing everything, और 5 officer भी knowing everything. हमारी Invest India की team 300 की हो गई है today on this day in about 4-5 years, right? So there's a lot of scope. There's a big canvas where you can actually have impact. जो लोग young लोग आज सोच रहे हैं ना कि मेरे को impact करना है, वो impact आप आज के दिन में you can do it in government. You can do it in these bodies that are being set up to work with the government to actually execute and implement various programs. तो वो स्लोगन से नीचे आपका एग्जीक्यूशन तक जो एक जर्नी है, आप इन सब ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ कर सकते हैं. इफ यू आर रियली इंटरेस्टेड, इट कैन बी वेरी फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग आल्सो, because things move slow, there's a lot of bureaucracy sometimes, there are a lot of stakeholders to manage. But if you are up for the challenge, you probably can't, in a country like India at a time like this, ऐसा job आपको नहीं मिलेगा. This is something very different.
So basically you're saying this is the right time to create an impact or be a part of the impact the government is creating within the country with 120 crore plus people.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Forget about the government aspect right now. 120 crore लोगों को उठा के एक दूसरे टाइप की लाइफ की तरफ ले जाना है. We have to make a country much more developed. COVID के कारण we have also maybe stepped back a couple of steps right now. But generally in this paradigm of space and time that we exist in, the most amount of challenges and the most amount of satisfaction that you can get is in creating socially relevant programs and making sure that people on the ground actually get benefits. और आपको कहाँ से मिलेगा? आपको वो government के through मिलेगा.
Right. So in short, I think the government is working essentially for the people of the country. And as you mentioned that there's a lot of bureaucracy, sometimes things are slow. So what is it like to work with the government? What has your experience been over these years? You've worked for like 3 years now with Invest India. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what has been an experience like working with Invest India or the government of India in general?
So, you know, when I was in the US, I came back. मैंने सोचा था I would work in the field in the renewable energy space. Government was not part of my plans at all. At all. Let me make it very clear. And this origin story is important here because that kind of shows why it makes sense right now. So I met the CEO of Invest India somewhere around that time. उन्होंने बोला कि come here, we are looking for people to join and we are doing all of these sectors. उस समय the innovation space hadn't started in Invest India. तो वो उनको setup करना था उस समय पे. उन्होंने बोला you worked in this space, you worked with startups before, research में you've been and we are trying to build something. Why don't you come here and you talk to the people here. One other factor was a lot of dip sites. So people from our school, DPS RK Puram, are there. Because this is based in Delhi, so obviously DPS कितने बच्चे आते हैं. So there's a big bunch of DPS and a big bunch of modern also here. तो मैंने सोचा ठीक है जाके देख लेते हैं. And I kid you not, this is a true story and I tell it everywhere and I think I'll tell it till I can remember it. I enter into Vigyan Bhavan where our office is located. वहाँ पे CISF के गार्ड हैं, पूरा चेक वेक हुआ, आपका वो गन के साथ खड़े हैं, पास लो, आईडी बनाओ, ये करो वो करो, सब कुछ हुआ. ठीक है, बहुत बहुत बढ़िया थी. बिल्डिंग वेरी नाइस, मॉडर्न तो नहीं बोलूंगा, पुरानी बिल्डिंग है बट वेल मेंटेन्ड. मैं स्टेयर से ऊपर गया, फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे जाना था मेरे को और मैं लैंडिंग पे खड़ा हूँ. आई हैव क्लाइम्ड द स्टेयर्स एंड आई एम स्टैंडिंग देयर, राइट. मैं आगे देख रहा हूँ, एक दो ऑफिस हैं. मैंने लेफ्ट में देखा, आप जैसे मूवीज में सोचते हो ना कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस कैसी होती है कि वो लाइट फ्लिकर कर रही है, फाइल लेके बंदा जा रहा है, right. और टिपिकल सीन, वो चाय वाला जा रहा है, इट्स टिपिकल. मैं बोला ओ माय गॉड, लाइक वेयर हैव आई कम यार, व्हाट इज दिस. देखो तो मिलना भी नहीं है, चलो घर वापस. ऑन द राइट आई लुक कि ना MNC, US, अब कुछ बोल लो इसको, whatever positive negative spin you want to give, but there were a lot of young people just running around trying to get things done. Even the lighting was different. यहाँ पे fluorescent white, वहाँ पे वो soft, थोड़ी soft वाली जो एक light होती है, yellow light maybe. And I was like, what is this, right? So I just took that right turn and I entered into Invest India. And I was hooked, basically. I got completely hooked into कि ये लोग कर क्या रहे हैं? What is that these people are doing, and that's where it began, sort of why Invest India started making sense after that, because of the experiment that these guys were trying to do, and of which I've become a part later, where government wants to execute so much, but how will they execute it if they don't have the skills? So we bring in the skills for that.
So you got hooked onto, I think, what Invest India is currently trying to do, trying to impact, the country in some way. Another thing which I feel is that right now a lot of young blood is there getting into organizations like Invest India and Startup India, right? And they have fresh perspectives. They're bringing in those fresh perspectives within those organizations, right? And I think that is why, another reason why people are excited, maybe a section of people are definitely excited to work for the government in some way. What do you think? Is it?
Like you said, I got hooked onto, not the fancy offices on the right versus the left or the lights, the energy. And that energy is being brought there by all the youth. So our average age used to be 29. As I turned 30, the average age also became 30. So I think we should, go down a little bit. That energy is quite infectious. That energy is very, very infectious. And most people, I would say, even 99.5% of the people come there with very pure intentions of actually doing something good. So there's a lot of positive energy towards solving problems and actually getting things done.
So Siddharth, tell me one thing. The processes within the government are a little slow, as you mentioned, right? Is it always that case? Or if that is, sometimes maybe it may not be the case sometimes, right? If things are very important, they may just move fast. But how do you deal with this bureaucracy? Is there, you just have to face it almost all the time? Or is it based on the situation that you have to face such hurdles?
That's a great question. And I'll try to be as honest as I can be. So mostly you will see fast things happening when the work is not at all important, right? Then all the decisions will come very quickly. Nobody cares. Just get it done. The more important anything gets, the more these layers start coming to the picture. So all the bureaucracy that we hear about, that will come into the picture because everybody will try to weigh in and make sure that the right decision is being taken. So it's not coming from a bad place, but it does slow up the processing quite a lot.
Yeah.
And that is an issue.
Correct.
So what I see normally is even the government officers actually want to move very quickly. It's not like they want to move slowly. They also want to execute, finish a project, and see what the impact is and improve it based on that impact. However, sometimes because of the nature of our system, you will get into certain issues with, say, procurement or for getting other external parties involved. You will get into problems of speed, and you will see that there's something that needs to be done right now, but unfortunately the processing is taking too much time. That's why an organization like Invest India again is important, because our rules of operation are actually slightly simpler than the government.
Okay.
So in that sense, we can make things quicker in some of the aspects. In other aspects, we work with the government to try to push things forward. And as a cautionary note, sometimes we do want to keep it slightly slow, right? We do want to get the input from all the stakeholders involved, and we want to do a comprehensive view of what is happening instead of just, rushing headlong into a decision and executing something without giving it much thought.
So, bro, you talked about one of the processes and how you handle bureaucracy and those layers, right? If things get important, bureaucracy kind of increases and the layers increase, right? Now, the thing is, I'm intrigued by the functioning of the government. I don't really know how it functions, but it's been years and years since the government has been functioning and for the welfare of the people, maybe, or to run the country, maybe, right? But I generally don't know how it essentially functions, right? The machinery itni badi hai, kaise kaam chalta hai? So you've been a part of this Invest India organization, right? It's a big organization in its own right. But question is, how does it function? What is the process of the government? As in, what is the functioning of the government? मुझे ये जानना है. I'm very intrigued by it.
Okay. So I think अगर ये पूरा cover करना पड़ा तो हमें पूरे civics का syllabus पढ़ना पड़ेगा पुराना, because government is a very complex machinery, right? And it looks at just civics for about 30 seconds. There is the legislature, there's executive, and there's judiciary. So the three parts of the government. Then that's central as well as states में government होती है. उसमें भी same आपके होते हैं divisions. And apart from that, it goes from the lowest level to the highest level. So government is everywhere in that sense. Some people say government is there to rule us. Some people equate it to political parties. इसकी government है, उसकी government है. Some people say sarkar. All of them are correct in a different way. However, government is a very simple concept. It is a framework that governs the country. Does not rule it, by the way. Governs. It makes sure that it is administered, and then we're able to sort of move forward as a country because of the various steps and processes that they put in place. Right? In terms of what is government, I'll try to focus on the central government because that is who I deal with primarily. Even though Invest India deals with the state governments also and foreign governments also. So the flavor changes, but the underlying element remains the same, right? It's about getting something done that benefits a whole bunch of people. So it does include physical infrastructure. Your ministry buildings are important. That is also government. Your babus, your lower staff, your senior secretaries and all these, wo bhi government ka part hai. Your minister is also a part of government. And probably the most important part of government is the file. वो है government. वो जब लोग building सब चली जाएगी, वो file तब भी रहेगी. And that file sort of carries the institutional memory from 1947 and even before that to the future. So maybe that is the government. So it's very hard to say what really put a finger on what is the government. It's everything and it's nothing in that sense.
Got it. तो मतलब ऊपर से you talked about the legislator, right? You talked about judiciary, executive, right? 3 main अपने जो parts होते हैं of the government, right? And I think the prime minister is the head of the executive, right?
That's right.
And legislative का या legislature का जैसे बोलते हैं the Supreme Court, is it? No, sorry, not the Supreme
Parliament.
Court. The Parliament, yeah. Parliament, right? And judiciary का Supreme Court होता है, right?
Yes.
तो I think मुझे भी civics का थोड़ा सा revision हो गया यहाँ पे भी, but
government, by the way, you know, government is not only the सरकार in the center. ये सब government machinery की part हैं, but in a lot of discussions we are focused only on the central government or the state government of the state and how they function. But ये सारा कुछ forms the government of India.
And यहाँ पे PM का role तो executive पे, one of the bodies पे he is limited, right? And when it comes to the president, right, he is the head of the state. Basically, he is the head of the country, and he is also the commander-in-chief of the army.
Yeah.
Which is काफी लोगों को पता भी होगा, but in its own right, it's very intriguing, right? He is the commander-in-chief of the army, and so basically, I have also read it somewhere that the PM advises the president on a lot of things.
That's right. So I would think of it as अगर आपको आजकल में हर चीज में we need to compare, if all of these functions are the boardroom, right? The board of a company, the chairman is the president. So he's the head. He's definitely the head. He decides how things move. But his chief executive is the prime minister. And then all of these different functions actually advise into CEO or they're independent directors of some kind. And that's how the structure functions. And the armed forces are a part of government also, right? Sometimes we forget. वो भी government machinery का part है. And the president happens to control the functioning of all of this. So the president can be thought of as the wire puller of the entire state.
Right. ये बता यार. I think from a general perspective, you answered this question pretty well, I feel. But what is the larger role of the government? हमने बात करी है कि country चलानी तो is one of the larger roles of the government, and a lot of matters within the country are handled by the government. But इसके beyond भी कोई larger role है government का यहाँ पे?
So yes, है, especially in that, again, we have never reached a state of equilibrium in terms of our country as such. Even I don't think the world has technically reached that. So one primary function जो government का रहता है, how to improve the lot of the country. That's why all these welfare policies. That's why all these new policies for actually improving how people's lives are. That is something that is one of the main functions. The other is obviously how to keep it running, right? Like how do you get revenue to keep the thing running? How do you administer justice so that lawlessness doesn't happen in the country? How to keep the framework of the country completely there in place and not let it crumble. So it's an ongoing system. It's a system that keeps recreating and changing its form and function based on the milieu that it lives in. But the basic function remains the same: to serve the people, to make sure their lives are better. Tomorrow, when I wake up, my life should be better than today. That is, if in one line we can say what the government has to do, that's what they have to do. And that does involve protecting us from external aggression, keeping us safe from internal disturbances, and also creating more and more employment and economic prosperity and social prosperity. Obviously.
So all in all, I can say वो harmony जो society में exist करती है, it's the responsibility of the government to ensure कि वो harmony रहे, because we've seen in a lot of countries, if you go to the Middle East, for example, इतना war है वहाँ पे, right? So government is war में लगी हुई है, they're trying hard to, मतलब somewhere down the line harmonize the society, right? वो larger role होता है. तो India में इतने सालों में we haven't seen a war, right? We haven't seen something crazy happen, right? मतलब अभी pandemic हुआ है, that was a different thing altogether. If you talk about war, complete collapse of the economy, if you look at other countries like Syria, क्या हुआ है वहाँ पे, right? So government ka role is huge over there, right? Everything ultimately depends on the government, the people, the organizations, सब कुछ government पे.
So there is opposition to that. So some of your listeners might say government का इतना role नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be led to private parties to figure it out. But the example that you raise is very, very important, of war, of events that are beyond the control of individual people, right? These are both policy issues and also issues of firefighting on a daily basis. अगर ऐसा कुछ हो जाए, and I believe, at least for a country like India right now, even though we saw a lot of good things happen when people came around to help each other, you might say in some aspects the government sometimes failed in the pandemic, right? Before they could really ramp up and get, say, oxygen case mein. However, as a collective whole, it's done decently well. And I'm talking about not political parties or anything, but just the structure of the government. They have figured out, police did its duty, right? The doctors, the government doctors were there, the private doctors were also there. So for a country that is still in the developing stage, the role of the government is outsized. And in a contingency like war or something like the pandemic, the role becomes even more enhanced.
Yeah, government के बारे में if we discuss, it's gonna go quite deep, ठीक है? But since we want to keep the sanity of the conversation and keep it simple, I would like you to answer some curious question I have in mind. So you've worked for like 3 years now with the government, kind of with the government. And what have you learned? One surprising thing you've learned about its functioning, or something about the government which we don't know and you've learned?
What's one surprising thing? There's so many surprising things, it has been quite an eye-opening experience with government. One thing is just how much information they gather. कितना information government सरकार के पास होता है, which suppose you and I wouldn't know the thing that we want to get done. कुछ भी छोटी सी चीज कर लो, इस मेरे को ना लोन चाहिए, उसमें क्या करना है. But the government will have all kinds of data that it can share and make people's lives easier. So one of the challenges that we work on is taking all that information that lies with the government departments and getting it out to people. So that is one thing that I did not know कि इतना ज़्यादा इनके पास है. Number 2, normative power. I really believe अगर गवर्नमेंट ने एक लेटर लिख दिया किसी को, चाहे वो प्राइवेट पार्टी हो, गवर्नमेंट कोई दूसरी गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट हो, कोई भी हो, फॉरेन entities also, you can really bring people into one room and actually figure out what a next step to anything can be. Innovation का आप example ले लो, मेरे को एक climate change में innovations करना है, government, if the government decides, they can get startups, researchers, funding, policy makers in one room just because by the virtue of them deciding that this has to be done. So they have a lot of normative power in that sense. So these were 2 very surprising things. Everybody knows about it. Again, civics की किताब में हमने पढ़ा है, पेपर में पढ़ते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट के पास बहुत पावर होती है. But I think we focus on negative power a lot of times. Positive power बहुत है गवर्नमेंट की. And also third, which is not maybe as positive but surprising, ideas बहुत अच्छे हैं अंदर गवर्नमेंट के, but execution sometimes does not happen for various reasons. Not only because the government is bad, but also because how many different stakeholders they need to manage all the time.
Anything else which is beyond just the functioning of the government, which is kind of take a surprise किया है, and you can bring it out and tell us?
मेरे को तो काफी कुछ सरप्राइज करता है. The sanctity of the file I mentioned ना, वो फाइल सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है गवर्नमेंट में, इंसानों से ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है वो फाइल. So that is one thing. I like how people in the government are very conscious of rank and background, कि आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, आपका रैंक क्या है, who should speak when, who should sit when. So a lot of these aspects are there also. Sometimes they are funny, sometimes they distract from the main job, but it is also something that happens quite a lot. So वो stories about आपका बैच क्या है, आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, वो सब थोड़ा बहुत slightly true. It's not completely false.
I didn't know this, man, because I've seen this happen in big companies, Purani companies, which are Indian companies, say, for example. And there's they follow a lot of levels. वहाँ पे बहुत levels are there, and people expect certain etiquettes वो होता है, and sir, ma'am, and all that. So यहाँ पे भी I think what you're saying is somewhere in line with what's happening in.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling from this side only, the government side probably went into these old companies, these big old companies, वो काफी ज्यादा है अभी भी. But what I can genuinely say, 95, so now my number has come down. 95% of the people in government genuinely care about the country and how it can be improved and what can be done. Some are, you have a normal curve, कुछ तो होंगे दोनों side पे. Some are too good, they run far ahead. Some of them are, वो हर जगह होता है.
That's valid point, because as we discussed that government is the largest employer in the country, right? इतने लोग काम करते हैं for the government. It's for a reason that they are hiring so many people, right? To make things happen. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर the PM is the only one or the ministers are the only one. जो आ रहे हैं सामने, they are working. Lots of people at the back are working to make things happen, right? So on a positive note, yeah, I think that's a great thing that so many people are coming together to make things happen, which is the government of India.
It is the government of India. It's from the lowest officer, lowest even, जो officer rank के भी नहीं होते हैं, जो MTS, multitasking staff हो गया, जो filing clerks वगैरह हो गए, उस level से मैंने जैसे कहा prime minister के level and maybe president के level तक 95% of the people are very committed to the country and the future that the country holds.
Still, yaar, since government इतना बड़ा है, it's so huge. Still, the government needs to partner with private players, right? They need to reach out to them and take their expertise in most of the cases, right? How do they do that? What is the mechanism? As in, can you talk about it? Throw some light over there.
So it is done in multiple ways, and as in the news, sometimes you might have seen कि private and government के बीच में हमेशा कोई conflict ही चल रहा होता है. यहाँ पे regulation ज़्यादा है, इससे हटाइए, or private industry feels threatened by government or whatever else, or the government is saying pay more tax or do something more. ऐसा हमेशा नहीं होता है. It's actually a very, very, very cordial relationship because they both recognize that they require each other to function. So it's always a conversation that is happening, always. Where they are talking about how things can be improved. So the private parties are always reaching out, trying to say कि next 5-10 years में ये होगा, आप कैसे करना चाहते हो? What is the next steps for that? And the government also reaches out for a lot of things to private parties, quite a lot of things. So you have, for instance, for learning about some new technologies in this space that I look at. For procuring technologies sometimes that the government wants to look at, for helping in procuring systems and know-how that the government doesn't have, for getting technical expertise that the government doesn't have, they actually look out. And not only Indian private entities, even foreign entities, the government engages on a constant basis. The idea being that हम एक echo chamber ना बना लें जहाँ पे बस सरकारी लोग एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं, but also we get a lot of know-how and knowledge and perspective from the outside parties. So that is a very smooth process that happens. Yes, access sometimes for newer parties, छोटे entities के लिए मुश्किल होती है. That's where again bodies like Invest India come into play and they become the voice.
So you just talked about how the government functions with the private players, right? Every now and then they reach out to the private companies, private players to make things happen, right? But I'm intrigued about one thing over here. How do the various government departments, Ministry of Commerce, HSA, and other ministries, they come together and work? वो कैसे होता है?
वो बहुत ही interesting question है. In fact, maybe one of the things that I should have mentioned in what is more surprising is the coordination aspects between different government departments. So, like I mentioned, government तो आपका center में भी है. There are 55 plus, I think 57 or something government ministries and departments, independent departments also. Then you have all these different states and union territories जिनके खुद के हैं. The coordination between them, well, it exists. It's like a big company, right? All of these different parts, they keep doing their own things, जो उनको करना होता है. But बीच में they need to collaborate with each other and talk to each other. Sometimes there is a lack of efficiency on that aspect. So I'll give you a personal example. एक बार मैंने एक बहुत senior एक level officer से 7-8 ministries में letter भिजवाया था for a CSR related thing that I was trying to do. So a lot of involvement of different ministries also and a lot of private players. Private players बिल्कुल झट से reply कर रहे थे because it made sense to them. They really wanted to join on to this thing that we were doing. Government वाले respond नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो इनको लगा कि यार पता नहीं क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं, मतलब इट्स सच ए गुड थिंग, इनको कुछ करना भी नहीं है, दे जस्ट रियली हैव टू जस्ट गेट इन्वॉल्वड इन द बेयर बेसिक, उनका था इन्वॉल्वमेंट, बट उनका नाम वहां पे और उनका इन्वॉल्वमेंट जरूरी था. So I went to meet the officer again, जिनसे मैंने लिखवाया थे letters. So senior, very senior person. And I noticed he was on the phone. अपने फोन पे थे वो, और वो किसी को बोल रहे थे कि सच एंड सच यार वो मैंने एक ईमेल भेजा था, प्लीज उसका रिस्पॉन्ड कर दो. somebody else after that कि यार बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कल मेरे को आई एम टेलिंग यू टू द लेवल ऑफ पीएम मीटिंग है, उसमें मेरे को उसका रिस्पॉन्ड देना है, तो आप प्लीज वो रिस्पॉन्ड कर दो.
Damn.
So I'm like, अगर इनको भी ये करना पड़ रहा है तब फिर मैं यहाँ पे क्या कंप्लेन करने आया हूँ? I should just turn around, go back and call more people. So government functions well together, but there is sometimes a lack of synergy. थोड़ा सा कभी-कभी एक वो आ जाता है where people are thinking कि यार ये तो मेरा प्रोग्राम होना चाहिए, यार मेरा नाम इस पे आगे होना चाहिए. Why should I let this other department do it? So that happens. In fact, I did a study once on one particular scheme. I won't mention what scheme it is. In comparison to another scheme, very similar. It's in the innovation space में है, मैं इतना बता सकता हूँ. And we noticed about 30% of the text of the two policies were the same, right? But in actual practice, now this is not a policy. In practice, वो दोनों schemes थोड़ा सा वो करते हैं. They work against each other, sort of. Not actively, but एक होता है कि हमारा scheme better है, लोगों को हमारे साथ involve होना चाहिए. So all of these issues remain, and in fact, one area where I tried to push Invest India, and I think where naturally Invest India will also go into, and obviously I'm saying जो aspects मैं देखता था या देखता हूँ अलग-अलग time पे, उसमें is that we create common infrastructure and assets for government, right? अगर मैंने कुछ बनाया है जो पूरी government use कर सकती है, तो all the different ministries, departments should use it. So I am trying to push for that. वो थोड़ा भी कम है. A lot of cases it happens. Quite a few cases it doesn't happen. So it's a 50-50. Sometimes communication is very good. You feel कि wow, and it's personality driven. कि अगर कोई है जो बहुत known है, बहुत famous है और जिसके connections बहुत अच्छे हैं हर ministry में, तो बहुत जल्दी चीजें होंगी. In natural course, sometimes वो एक आ जाता है जो हर जगह आता है कि यार मैं क्यों इसमें involved हूँ, मैं तो बड़ी चीज हूँ, ये तो छोटी चीज है, तभी इन्होंने हमें रीच आउट किया. So that comes in the way sometimes.
Acha, from what you've talked about, I just want to pick a few things. So ministries, every now and then they try and work with each other on various initiatives. Have you ever seen problem, jaise you just talked about problems which happen, that the collaboration has completely broken down or did not take place at all for something very important? You might have seen some such instances happen.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the structures are created in such a way, जब भी ये empowered group बनाते हैं, for instance COVID के लिए 7-8 empowered groups बनाए, क्यों बनाए? उसमें अगर आप देखोगे तो there's one chairperson and then there are a lot of secretaries of different ministries. So those are a place to get everybody together and to make sure they collaborate on really serious issues. So obviously it is recognized that there are a lot of conditions जहाँ पे collaboration perfect नहीं हो रही है. And like I mentioned, it can be very small issues कि मेरे को वो पसंद नहीं है जो वहाँ पे है, to big issues that the ministry feels कि ये हमारा purview है, इसमें ना इसको नहीं घुसना चाहिए, ये हमें करना चाहिए. So one example, very common example which happens is, suppose आपने सुना होगा ओपन इनोवेशन चैलेंजेस होते हैं, राइट? लाइक वी ओपन अप वेरियस प्रॉब्लम एरियाज जहाँ पे हमें स्टार्टअप्स एंड एमएसएमईज वगैरह का इनपुट चाहिए एंड वी वांट देम टू गेट इन्वॉल्वड. Suppose I'm saying some department has created a web infrastructure जहाँ पे open innovation challenges बहुत आसानी से हो जाए and they can scale up very quickly and it is a well established channel. I won't name ये कौन सा organization है, but it should be very clear to anybody listening. उन्होंने वो बना दिया है और वो सबके पास जा रहे हैं कि आप हमारा प्लेटफॉर्म यूज करो. Why do you think then people are not using it? Or why the adoption rate is too slow? All the ministries are doing their OICs, but why are they doing it separately? तो इस टाइप के सवाल आते रहते हैं. मैं तो बहुत छोटी चीज की बात कर रहा हूँ, ये तो तब भी बहुत this is side element of what a lot of the ministries do. But even on larger issues, sometimes you see that divergence होती है and then there is nobody senior enough that can bring them together. So that's why, if somebody asks me minister का role क्या होता है, that's what a minister does. They bring departments together to talk.
मेरा next question यही था, that who acts as the conflict manager over here? Who resolves this conflict? तो minister करता है, कर पाता है या नहीं? मतलब I think you were pointing over there only that minister does it, conflict management.
So, absolutely. So how it works is, or how it should work, and it's very natural. किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिपार्टमेंट में आप देखेंगे कि जो नीचे होता है वो अपने डिपार्टमेंट का सोचता है. वो सोचता है कि मैं बस अपना काम करूंगा, मैं बेस्ट काम करूंगा और मैं ऐसे खाऊंगा करके. So the more senior you get, your perspective becomes bigger and you keep looking at what the synergy points are, what you are trying to achieve for the country, right? एंड में कंट्री के लिए अचीव कर रहे हैं, आप एक मिनिस्टर के लिए कुछ नहीं अचीव कर रहे हैं. So वो जैसे जैसे आप सीनियर जाते रहते हैं, to the rank of joint secretary is very important, but they are probably the highest level of individual जो अपने डिपार्टमेंट का सोच रहे हैं. Correct. उसके ऊपर तो everybody else needs to think about synergies and how they come together. So roles like the principal scientific advisor, for instance, is the person who will get all the scientific ministries to talk to each other. And they create structures like the PMCIAC, which is Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. तो ये सब वो बनाते रहते हैं. ये सीनियर लोगों का काम होता है. And at the junior level, in a way, I do understand. You have to push for your department. You have to get the things done. But it never hurts to think big. It's not about yourself or your ministry. It's about the country eventually.
तूने एक बहुत बड़ा ब्लैक बॉक्स ना काइंड ऑफ खोल दिया है, ठीक है, कि ये सब चीजें भी गवर्नमेंट में होती हैं, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं विद इन मिनिस्ट्रीज आल्सो, बड़े बड़े लोगों के बीच में भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो सकता है एंड ऑल दैट, एंड इट इवेंचुअली गेट्स रिजॉल्व्ड, थिंग्स will take place, वो चलता रहता है काम and all that, right? Hurdles तो आते हैं, like any other company, any other organization, the government is very similar to any organization over there. वहाँ भी same functioning है, mirroring the same things.
It is only the output and input parameters are different. क्या आप study कर रहे हैं from the market, in this case the country, is different, and what you're trying to achieve is sometimes different, right? So it's not only a dollar figure, it's not a rupee figure कि मेरे को इतना profit करना है, इतना revenue करना है. आप चाहते हैं कि लोग प्रॉस्पर करें, लोगों का कुछ सोशल इंडिसेस में बढ़े. सो व्हाइल दैट एस्पेक्ट इज डिफरेंट, द मैन मैनेजमेंट और द रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मैनेजमेंट, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, एफिशिएंसी, दे ऑल रिमेन द सेम.
करेक्ट. चल ठीक है, कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द इंटरनल पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, थोड़ा बाहर निकलते हैं गवर्नमेंट से, बाहर से देखते हैं, राइट? तो इन जनरल for anybody who is a layman who wants to just understand, can you talk about 2 or 3 strengths of the government or some weaknesses as well, as in what do you think from the outside?
Right. What are strengths and weaknesses? I'll say, अगर मैं strength बोलूंगा तो वही लोग आके बोलेंगे ये तो weakness है. अगर मैं weakness बोलूंगा तो lot of people will jump and say, government is full of strength only.
It's a perspective.
It's a perspective, and the government will never be, and the government, I again mean machinery, not political parties alone, though they form a big part of this process also. They will never be fully liked or disliked, because while trying to achieve aims for 120 crore people, they never can have a one size fits all solution. Sometimes they end up doing too many things, बहुत ज़्यादा complicated हो जाता है, but maybe a lot of more people are happy. Sometimes they do something very specific and directed, but then a lot of people are unhappy कि हमें तो इसमें आपने देखा नहीं. And examples abound. अभी आप पेपर खोलेंगे उसमें हर रोज आपको दिखेगा इसके examples. In terms of strengths, like I mentioned, normative power. There's a lot of brain power in the government if they decide to do something and they decide to move the market towards one direction. And market can be technology, can be consumer preferences, could be regulations, anything like that. They can do it. It's a given. अगर गवर्नमेंट कहीं भी घुस रही है, अगर उन्होंने बोला इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स 2-wheelers का होगा, it will happen. It's just about the time at that aspect. So they are very good at deciding and getting everything to align towards a vision. So that's one thing. Number 2, they collect probably the most amount of data in the country, and they have ways of storing it well. Not of disseminating it, storing it well. अगर उनको वो open कर दिया जाए, वो थोड़ा mindset change हो, you will just see a difference in the kind of products and services people are creating based on that. So ये एक इनका strength है. Number 3, there is a lot of specialization. In fact, people say specialization नहीं है government में, everybody is a generalist. That is not absolutely true. It's a mix कहीं पे. Again, the truth is in the middle. There's a ministry looking at earth sciences and there's a ministry looking at defense. While yes, some people get transferred within it, there are a lot of people जो अपना पूरा life का career एक ministry में निकाल देते हैं, especially at the levels where the work happens. So there is specialization also to quite a large extent. And so these are the strengths, and in case just corresponding weaknesses would be the amount of data and normative power they have, वो उतना utilize नहीं कर पाते हैं. I feel there's a lot of scope to actually use it and to make people's lives better, to make startups and MSMEs more independent. ये किया जा सकता है. यहाँ पे government can work on it better. And specialization में I believe that while there is specialization, you need execution also. You need to have people who can actually readily go and execute. But उसमें भी देखो अगर Invest India क्यों शुरू हुआ है? Because they realize the need for something like this. And eventually, I feel what the government is best at is it's an event management company. The government, if you want a one-liner, it's an event management company completely. Everything in government is an event, be it a policy, be it some program, some scheme. And it's not because जुमला नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि उनका by nature they need to make something appealing to the people. They need to give all sides of the advantages of something to the people. तो हर कुछ उनका एक एंगल हमेशा रहता है, like a filmmaker कि इसको मैं बेस्ट कैसे दिखाऊं, मैं इसको impact कैसे बढ़ाऊं जिससे कि actually ground पे कुछ हो पाए. So it's an event management company.
Marketing बहुत जरूरी है, हाँ? That's in short.
Now they get into digital marketing and all these other things also. So actually, it's very important.
Interesting. In fact, from the strengths and weaknesses, I just want to talk about Invest India and Startup India and Make in India, right? What is the role of these rather small organizations, but they're impacting in a big way? So Invest India is there, Startup India is there, Niti Aayog is there, I think, and any other organization that you may want to name. All these are there. So what is their role in short?
So from a very philosophical standpoint, why these organizations are being created, right? Niti थोड़ा different है. Niti is the revamped version of Planning Commission, जो पहले से exist करता था. And Planning Commission, to go back to your earlier point, was to help with planning, to help with coordination across ministries and all that. So again, it was a structure to enable that. These other organizations and teams that they are creating, full of external say consultants or stakeholders, ये इनका बहुत simple view ये है that you need the animal spirits of the general population to get involved. You need people who work in a certain area. For instance, digital marketing, right? So Invest India has a very good brand communications digital marketing team. Why? Like I said, government का काम है information इतना जो उनके पास है उसको disseminate करना और information gather करना. Who will do it? You can't now just rely on that file system और हम newspaper में ad डाल के कुछ कर लेंगे या हम we'll just invite inputs in. So these organizations are meant to be the execution points on the ground now. जो कि actually all the big things that are being thought about उसको implement कर पाएं. Because implementation was largely weak in the country in terms of all these big plans.
Got it. Wow, man. Never thought from that angle that these small organizations would be responsible for implementing big initiatives which the government undertakes from time to time, right? And even work on them.
Think of them as, maybe I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but as special forces. So they come in, they sort of make they soften whatever needs to be done, make sure the mission is achieved. So these are very mission-oriented organizations. कि हमारे को ये काम दिया गया, हम ये करेंगे, and धीरे-धीरे हम expand करते रहेंगे. So from a say FDI promotion, we've got into so many things. From only execution, now we are getting into say policy inputs, guidance on various aspects. So the role इनका बढ़े जा रहा है, but they are very, very mission-oriented, very focused on actually getting outputs. As opposed to just existing. Got
it. Usse, I think from what you just explained, I want to go back and say, so government has opened up these organizations, small organizations. So has the functioning of the government changed over the years, and how does it look in the coming future?
So functioning has definitely changed. The kind of people who are coming in have changed. What probably remains constant is that the lot of the people, pehle bhi aur abhi bhi, they really want good things to happen. In terms of functioning, there is a lot more recognition of private players in the market, of any kind of market, like I mentioned earlier. कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं वो भी important है सीखना. There is also recognition of learning from foreign countries and figuring out what they did better, हम क्या उनसे सीख सकते हैं. So there's a lot more learning happening across the government in terms of how things have changed, and a focus on execution has really come in. At least जहाँ भी मैं, wherever I've been part of, the decision making, like we were mentioning, बहुत fast रहा है. And always the focus has been, how can we make this bigger? How can we ensure there is impact? How can we measure that impact? How can we do more things on top of it? So that change has come in. And what I'm also seeing is there's much more respect towards, say, people like Invest India, people within Invest India who are coming in and who are talking to senior level officers, talking to senior level functionaries across government departments. उनको बहुत सीरियसली लिया जा रहा है. उनका अब ऐसा देखा जा रहा है कि ये शायद हमारे इक्वल हैं. इनको भी कुछ आइडियाज हैं, प्लान्स हैं. Still a long way to go before this becomes a natural synergy, but it is really you're seeing signs that they now respect you as a partner. They now respect your perspective and experience also.
Got it. So that is one change, and I think they are also kind of in some way adopting technology now.
Oh yes,
yeah, that's
massively.
Massively.
Massive scale पे. In fact, there is something called the Empowered Technology Group. It's called ETG. ये Principal Scientific Advisor के office में आता है. और इसमें different, like I mentioned, it's a coordinating body, right? So इसमें different secretaries वगैरह हैं. The idea is to make sure all the ministries actually get technologies, both IT and sort of software technologies that will help in their functioning, making their processes more efficient, as well as any technologies beyond just making functions efficient. But suppose if I am Ministry of Defense, so मेरे को tanks चाहिए, planes चाहिए, so where can these technologies come from? But that is still a very extreme view. Maybe say I'm Ministry of Education, so how can I have distance education? उसके लिए क्या technologies use हो सकती हैं? How can we get that involved? So these are just examples of what they're trying to push via this ETG mechanism. And in fact, Invest India will be coordinating with all of these ministries to make sure this change can happen. So that is also a very exciting area of growth that we are seeing.
Seems like the future, the government looks a little different when it comes to the future, like in terms of functioning, in terms of the processes, in terms of how it deals with people, and different organizations like Invest India, even the private players. Like the government is kind of opening up as compared to what we used to hear in 1990s में जब license Raj and ये वो होता था. And since then things have changed a lot and changing rapidly, which is the need of the hour. I feel as a citizen of the country also.
No, absolutely, you're absolutely correct. From that time, obviously we were only born that time, so I don't know how it really. I remember some of it with TVs कैसे आए, computers कैसे आए, but I think that mindset has changed completely abhi se. Sometimes you see in some things there's some regression, there are more regulations than required or whatever, or license type का राज हल्का सा वो करते हैं, but mostly they are all thinking about opening up, making sure mentally and physically regulatory barriers and all of these things don't exist and opportunities are there for everyone.
So you've talked about lots of things over here, bro. You talked about bureaucracy, processes, reaching out to private players, right? Adopting technology, the role of small organizations like Invest India, Startup India, etc. But on a personal level, you work on certain things in Invest India, right? Right. You work in the Agni group, as you mentioned. So what kind of skills have you acquired as part of Invest India, as part of the government? And how can those skills help you move out or, be used of anywhere outside the government as well?
So that's a very interesting question. Again, because for some reason people think कि अगर आप इस type of job कर रहे हैं तो maybe there's no skill development, there's nothing that you're doing. बस आपका यूज कर रहे हैं. Maybe even when I was talking earlier, ये sense आ रहा होगा कि मैं कौन सा अपना knowledge वहाँ पे लगा रहा हूँ, right? Like I'm an expert from the outside and I've been pulled in to do something. That is not absolutely true. You do learn a lot. So from what I have seen over the last 3 years, from in the role that I have, I'm not talking about other roles. A lot of people have benefited. They've gotten, MBA admissions to the world's best colleges. So obviously they have been able to show कि कुछ तो इनका यहाँ से growth हुआ है, impact and all that. Not getting into it, but on a personal note, resource management, actual like general management, I've learned quite a lot. इससे better मैं नहीं कर सकता था when you have to balance a very senior stakeholder and also the clerk. And also these young people who are very, very energetic and they want to achieve so much. आप उन सबको कैसे balance करके एक line में आगे ले जाएं? That is something that I've learned. So just management under pressure. A lot of firefighting. Every day in the morning there is some new issue that has happened. So जैसे आपने कहा, मैं अग्नि में भी देख रहा हूँ and मैं technology development fund एक DSTDRD के साथ उसमें भी I'm involved. तो दोनों को मिला के there are enough things that happen in a day that keep me on my toes always. I'm always thinking of a solution. So it's a very solution oriented mindset that I've been able to develop. Everything needs to be done, how best to do it. Number 3 is efficiency. How do you get more efficient with your time, with other people's time and resources? Because people are doing so many different things. So these things really apply outside, and on different people that I've interacted with, people have become फाइनेंस विजेस बन गए हैं, वो गवर्नमेंट के रूल्स के विज बन गए हैं, उनको बिल्कुल समझ आने लग गया हाउ यू डू इट. सो अ लॉट ऑफ वेयर योर ग्रोथ लाइज also depends on what you want to do and which way you go. I have written quite a lot actually in my time here, and I have on all kinds of issues, especially related to renewable energy and thoda about defense also. So that really opens up your learning capabilities beyond that. And the most important thing, which I don't know if it's a skill or not, if it's an aptitude thing, confidence. When you deal with all of these high level people all the time, you need to know your stuff. You really need to be there and you need to be confident. आप ऐसे ही बाहर से आ रहे हैं, वो सीनियर 20-30 साल से वहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं. You need to be very, very confident about how you present your point, how you take criticism, how you give criticism, how you give your inputs, and you take it from there. So, lot of learnings are possible, and in fact, these kinds of learnings, मेरे को लगता है, over the next years of your career काफी useful होगा. And just knowing how the government functions, like we've been discussing throughout, बहुत important है, because इंडिया में गवर्नमेंट अभी भी बहुत आउटसाइज रोल है इन द इकोनॉमी. तो आपको जानना जरूरी है कि वो लोग कैसे फंक्शन करते हैं, उनके क्या मोटिवेशंस होते हैं, क्यों वो हाँ बोल रहे हैं, क्यों वो ना बोल रहे हैं. सो आई फील जनरली इट्स बीन अ मैसिव लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस फॉर मी.
Nice, bro. I think it's been an eye opener for me as well, because I had no clue about how things function within the government, how people work within such organizations. कोई skills develop होती भी है या नहीं होती है, and then how you can take those skills forward and try your luck in other companies and other areas, right? So I think Siddharth Chaudhary, you have given me a great insight into the functioning of the government, its strengths, weaknesses, how it partners with various entities and all that. So I think this conversation has been very interesting, and I feel that we need another episode to talk more about such topics of interest, right? So even for the listeners who are listening to this episode of the podcast, I think they'll learn a lot from this. They can actually go ahead and implement a lot of things in their life in terms of the skills you talked about, right? And they'll be more clear about the functioning of the government, right? So not just politics. Politics to a part hai, the real thing happens within, right? So many people are working over there at the back end.
Absolutely. And in fact, listeners who are interested in impact, right? While I discourage people who are joining only for the impact aspects, because यहाँ पे impact बहुत slow होता है. आप जो कर रहे हो आपको पता नहीं है उसका कितना बड़ा impact होने वाला है. Sometimes you feel that what I'm doing is such a small thing. I'm doing this, I'm creating a database or a letter. इससे क्या ही हो जाएगा? I'm so much smarter. But उसका impact, the butterfly effect of that is huge. So if you want to experience that, you want to learn how the government functions. You want to be involved in actually making sure central government के जो priorities हैं वो कैसे इंडिया में जा सकते हैं, और do reach out to these organizations, try to figure out how you can get involved. And I encourage you, it'll be a life-changing experience. You won't be disappointed at the end of it. In the middle of it, you'll be very frustrated. But आप आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे तो आपको satisfaction और आते रहेगा.
In fact, I think the listeners can also reach out to Siddharth Chaudhary over here. I'll definitely link his LinkedIn profile over there, and even your articles which you've written, right? So I'll link them down in the description for you. So Siddharth Chaudhary, on that note, I'll end today's episode of Mike and Shorts. Thank you for joining in, bro.
No, thank you so much. It's just amazing. In fact, I think Mike and Shorts can be very useful for a lot of different professions to sort of learn about each other. And just learn about new things. All the best for the next episodes.
Absolutely, man. I think your perspective is very valuable over here, whatever you've talked about, right? So thank you, Siddharth Chaudhary. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you soon in another episode of Mike and Shorts.
Hopefully soon. Bye.